It's me, Raquel, and we have more Kitty and BK Dan, or BK Night Edition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
it's so weird. In these pictures, he always looks like a different person. It fucks with me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, how are you guys doing tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Me too. It's going to be like a busy weekend for me, so I'm not going to be much around, like personal family stuff going on.
Not in a bad way, though.
No, but it's a good thing. Like, it's a celebration.
Celebration, bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate. Oh, you know the rest. It's hard to sing that song in cat.
Oh, yeah. I haven't actually tried singing it in cat. I'd have to try.
But I just noticed that tonight I just hit 770 subscribers today. Yay! Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Love you all. I mean, it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So thank you so much. And let's see. We did the trailer reaction review like about the 9th of it's been 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I would have done it last week, but I was just feeling all out of sorts last week.
I was feeling pretty withdrawn.
I just
it's okay.
I don't. I just feel lethargic and stuff like that. Hey,
hello,
Big Steve, how are you doing? Purr.
They'll Steve bigger.
Yeah, I just felt really lethargic. Like I had like I guess you can say I was really. I just felt drained, really.
Same.
Yeah.
That's
the last
good.
Couple of days.
That's good, Big
That'll
Steve.
be the last couple of days. Oh.
Yeah, I definitely have to conserve my energy this week, and it's gonna be a lot of busy for me. So I'm gonna pretty much rest up as much as I can for tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, boom. It's gonna be a bit busy for me.
For me, it's a bunch of appointments next week.
Aww.
So I'm pretty much. I'm pretty much Monday night when I get home. I'm pretty much gonna pass out.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Pumpkin are just gonna have cat naps.
Oh yeah, definitely have a cat nap. When we get back to Texas from the airport.
Traveling wears me out. I haven't traveled in a while, but I know it wears me out. The thought of too much travel wears me out.
It used to really wear me out too, yeah.
Jet lag.
Thankfully, I don't travel enough to get jet lag, but ugh.
Yeah, jet lag's it's a biatch.
It's not too bad though. You're only going like an hour difference, so it's not gonna throw you off too bad.
It's the time difference is only an hour, but still the jet lag is woof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the traveling part.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to the airport stupid early.
I can
get home stupid late.
I have to get up like what? Let's see. We leave at 8:00 in the morning, so that means I have to get up like at 6:00 in the morning.
I always try to make any flights I take. I haven't had a flight since like 2.
No, this is Friday. This is Friday I'm talking about.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, like, I try not to do flights unless they're like past afternoon time, just because I know I won't get up in time.
I have to get up at 2:00 in the morning.
Man, I haven't traveled since 2005 on an airplane.
Longer than that for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't traveled since 9/11. Since before 9/11.
Only
by car. That's only by car. That's it.
Right.
And
same.
A couple
only by
times.
Car here.
And trade a couple of times. So yeah, that's it.
All right.
I'll deal with the whole TSA thing.
Yeah, I don't even think they really had TSA like the last time I flew. If they did, it was like they were just in their new beginning, so they didn't. I don't know. They're what they are now.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. The Santa Claus is here we come.
Yes, we did the trailer reaction review. I would do the I was supposed to do the review of episode 1 and 2 last week, but I was not feeling it, so I'm doing it tonight. I'm not really sure about next week for episode 3 and 4. I might do that either Wednesday or Friday, depending on which.
Perfect, Steve.
I gotta head out a tiny bit, and then I gotta drop back in. All right, Big Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go. So, the Santa Clauses, Chapter 1, Good to Ho.
I think that is. I don't know if they thought that one through.
I don't think they thought about that either.
I think it was supposed to be like good to know, but like.
No, I think it's good to ho because ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho.
I don't think they thought about how it sounded.
Yeah.
Right. I get you though, but yeah,
that's
what they're going for.
It's good to know. It's good to ho. Like I think they were trying to rip off that, not realize somebody had to go. That doesn't sound quite right.
Yeah.
Somebody got a little wrist slap for that one. Somebody got the wrist slap for that one. Yeah. Okay. Somebody got the wrist slapped.
So, okay, we're gonna go back a little bit of ways.
Yep.
Starts off with no.
Chicago, I think. Did you open Chicago?
I think it did. Said it was Chicago. So we started at Chicago. We see Santa Claus going into the city.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was some city. Yeah.
Some city.
Yeah.
And we see someone talking at their desk or something.
It's the guy from Harold and Kumar.
Yes.
Or House if you watch that series.
Or House.
I watch it sometimes.
Yep.
I watched it a long time.
He's in the later seasons.
I forgot about that, yeah. I'll just always remember Harold and Kumar, sadly.
And looks like he's having a meeting with his
I guess it's marketing.
Zoom call with his marketing department, yeah.
Marketing department.
His marketing department,
E-commerce market share.
Yep.
I try to go as slow as I can. And there's Santa on a sleigh.
Yep.
And that must be his daughter, getting ready for Santa and stuff like that.
Yeah, she was trying to decorate the front room. And he was busy with the meeting.
Yeah.
Then they get a wee surprise. Apparently, this guy has a panic room. Like, what the fuck?
Yes.
Yeah, Santa comes on top of the roof. Dad hears it, and like...
They kind of panic.
They kind of panic.
Kind of nothing.
And go to the panic room.
Yep. Run to the panic room.
And the daughter's like...
Yeah, it's fine.
My classmates say Santa's over... Like she said, my classmates said the Santa's over. He only comes one time a year and still has letters coming through the post office. Like
Mm-hmm.
So so he's like, she's like, Santa's over, and
of course he comes.
They said it wasn't real. And she goes, what?
Of course he comes once a year, and he has letters. Like, isn't that kind of redundant?
Yeah.
So that didn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, they're kids, but they're saying that they didn't believe that they're so over him. But like, he thought she meant that she didn't believe in Santa, and then she's like, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Man, I wish your mom was here. This would make it so much easier." Better if he's taught or something like that. And so they're going to hide in the panic room because they heard a ruckus. Because apparently Santa doesn't know if people are asleep or not.
He exactly didn't want to have Santa talk with her.
Not know when people are asleep.
Santa talk with her. I'm guessing he didn't go through the tooth fairy and the leprechaun yet.
He didn't want to have the Santa talk with her.
And then he starts to wonder. We'll get
so.
Yeah.
They're like, Dad's like waiting.
Hey, look at that setup he's got in that panic room. Like, dang. Like, who does
That's a lot of tech.
Who has he pissed off that he thinks he needs a panic room and all this like footage? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Extra security.
That's, I mean, I guess, but dang, you know, that's wild. I don't know. I want to live with my kid in a place where I felt like I had to do that. You know?
Yeah, really.
It's like I think right here it's saying safe to go out now, and he comes out
and so he thinks his daughter decorated. He goes, "How did you decorate the top of the tree?" You know. Apparently, Santa just threw his magic around a little bit.
It was it's like she's like all amazed. Like I didn't. She's like, I didn't do this, but she didn't tell her dad that.
Or at least it cuts off before it says so.
Right.
But yeah, it's nicely decorated, and he's just like, "What the?"
And she looks out the window looking for Santa Claus.
Like, yeah, the outside being decorated should be his like sign that she didn't do it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
that should have been a clue. Should have been a clue. He looks out also.
So there's Santa Claus and his little elf.
Yeah. I forgot the elf's name.
Very codependent elf.
I forgot the elf's name too. Darn it.
I forgot the elf's name as well. Sadly, but he's a very codependent elf.
Hold on a minute. Let me Google it real quick.
Yeah.
She's going to be sneaky and cheat. I feel bad. I forgot. It took me a while to remember Bernard. Now I got to remember somebody totally
Not
new.
Bernard, no. It's not Bernard.
No, I know, but it took me a long time to remember
it's not
that
Bernard.
name.
Yeah.
I know that. Why does everybody think that's what I'm saying? I'm saying I'm not good at remembering elf names. It takes me a while.
I forgot his name. Darn it. Noel. Like Noel.
Oh yeah.
Noel. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I was drawing a blank. Dang it.
I feel really bad that I forgot that. What the fuck?
Yeah, me too. And I watched the 2 episodes just like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I'm inspired.
Mara, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Meow.
Oh.
I love that show. Still to this day.
And they're talking about I guess Noel is talking to Santa how fun he is and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he says right here, crueler me. And I'm like,
oh yeah, that is wild.
I'm like, wait. I have to rewind back. Like, what do you mean? Oh, cruller is a type of donut.
Yeah.
Crawlers, yeah.
Tomato.
Crawlers, yeah.
They say cruller in the show, so but tomato.
We're in the Northeast. We say crawler.
And I guess they go through a loop-de-loop.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh, test your donuts.
I don't know what kind of G-force that has, but God help me, I'd be passing out. I'd scream it as I'm passing out.
I'm guessing you don't like roller coasters more.
Oh no, I don't. Although I would prefer that to this because those.
Well, I do love roller coasters. I just don't like the ones that go upside down.
Oh yeah, fuck that for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Superman does that a lot. We got Superman up in this area.
Look, see, you eat the donut.
Target acquisition.
Now, I personally think in this scene they should play the theme from 2001 as he catches the donut.
As the donut slowly moves in the air.
Yes.
Love it.
Do a slow-mo on the donut. And then, right there would be perfect.
Hand me the donut. And then we have the elves and the
they have this whole their own
center.
NASA NORAD FAA thing going on.
Yep.
It's so cute.
Very cute.
Cute little setup. They even have a few
elves
running around.
They have to be 12, 13 years old?
Yeah, something like that. It's cute.
No, I'd say they're a little bit older, like 14, 15.
Some of them. That one back there looks like he's about 8.
Yeah. Maybe.
But they're elves, so, they might be 1400.
They're joking around. The command elf, I believe her name is Betty.
That's it.
Betty telling the two elves to not fool around. But
yeah.
The two elves like, elf's got an elf.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. But get it back to work kind of thing. And in this scene right here, the two elves say Santa's not going to get done on time, but one of the elves corrects, saying, weirdly enough, he's speaking good on time. And she looks in the little globe thing or some kind of radar thing, asking, "This is the list? This is all?
Yeah.
That's all of the list? It's like something's going on here."
Yeah. It's something about him getting a late start, but he's like ahead of schedule or something.
Yeah, ahead of schedule.
Importance of coming on. Importance of signs coming on. Yeah, because the list gotten shorter.
From last year. Shorter, and that worked. Yeah.
They were just discussing that in that scene, yeah.
And that worries Santa. And he's like, okay, I'm going to go to this spot that's not on the list. And he said this is the favorite place he likes to go to. I guess he hasn't been there for quite a while.
I feel like that's a plot hole. Because if he goes and visits everyone every year and that's his favorite house, how the hell has he not been there in 20-something years? Like, what kind of shit is that?
Well, I guess we have to remind ourselves here, he's Santa Claus. So time concept is a little bit...
you would think he would go if he thought she was still a kid.
Yeah.
Right, but for Santa Claus, the time concept is a bit different than for normal people.
A bit wonky, yeah.
A bit wonky, yeah. So he feels he's like, I don't know, maybe he's still living in the past somewhat.
Maybe.
It's getting taste into nostalgias.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he, we're going a little too far. So it goes. He's reminiscing the time he was getting comfortable as the role of Santa Claus, and going to this little girl's house named Sarah.
I was gonna say that, Sarah, yeah.
Sarah, and he, at this time, he's like,
20 years ago or something.
20 years ago, and he's like saying to the girl, what is this white stuff? And she's like, it's soy milk. You told me you were lactose intolerant. And she said, and he's like, you're right. And he tells her to go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
He says, Merry Christmas, Sarah.
Yeah, it's right there. She wakes up and the whole soy milk, the conversation happens.
Mm-hmm. Says, Merry Christmas, Santa.
Yeah.
So he's getting his magic bag to go down the chimney.
Yeah.
I may have to mute for a bit. I have to go get my kitten, apparently.
Okay.
But hopefully I'll be back at a reasonable time. I don't know, because it does take me a bit to get to Hera and back. Or Choctaw and back. It's kind of like right next to each other.
Half an hour or something like that.
Probably. Plus my car is crappy right now, so I want to not kill my car. I think I'm gonna have to get a new alternator. But it's not too bad. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Meow. So he's about to go down the chimney, and it says it's tickles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down the chimney.
Opens up to a huge opening for him. And he comes out.
Mm-hmm.
That's like half a second.
Now I have to say, it looks exactly the same in this part of the room of this part of his house. Looks exactly the same as it did
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Minus Christmas decorations.
In fairness, she said that she was like a 30-year-old living with her mother. still.
Well, yeah.
Right.
So,
but I'm saying,
yeah, they haven't redecorated or anything. Yeah.
But I'm saying in real life time, it still looks the same as it did in the first movie.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I was getting my stuff together, so I decided to chime in for a second.
They really did pay attention to detail with that. Yeah, they really did.
Mm-hmm, they did. Like really, like right down to the chair right here.
I like that table. The feet on the table, yeah. Way down to that.
The table right here, yeah.
I did notice that with the feet on the table, yeah.
Comes down the chimney. She sees someone at the fireplace. She screams.
This is the one. This is why this lady who freaks out.
A wine bottle or some kind of champagne.
A bottle or something,
like that.
yeah.
Or yeah, a bottle of sudden throws at him. He ducks. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, you know, like who? Yeah, she's like, who are you? Like,
it's me, Santa.
It's me, Santa Claus. Like I don't have many things to throw. Not true, because you had a plate right behind you.
Yeah.
just pointing it out.
He says it's me.
And asks him to leave.
Yep, and he says it's me, Sarah.
It's me.
He does.
It's Santa Claus.
He calls her Sarah in this scene. Yep.
Yeah, he's like, you know, I get it. When you come like an adult, you stop believing Santa Claus. So much time has passed and stuff like that. And he's like, but really, you forgot about like me. And she's like saying, you know, I'm a 30-year-old something that, you know, lives in her parents' house.
Yeah.
And I get and
the explanation part. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think he takes out a Polly Pocket out of his bag.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh, a Polly Pocket." She was having
she does has that realization in her face.
Yeah.
At that point.
And yeah, and she's like, "A Polly Pocket. I haven't had one of those since I threw a Polly Pocket some kind of potty/toilet party, and her mother threw it away."
Yep.
And she's like, "You really are Santa."
She does thank
him. Hey, Tony, how are you doing?
Hey, Tony.
And he's like, you know, about to take off and stuff like that. But there's a problem. Just a little tap on his nose to go up the chimney. Magic reasons, but nothing happened. His magic is failing him. And he's like, uh-oh. And he's asking for his elf for help, but doesn't hear him.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh dear.
So what's he do? I like this. So
goes out the front door.
Yep.
and Noah's like,
down there? What do you do down there?
Yelling for Santa.
Yep.
And he surprises him going back on the roof.
Yep.
Ah, stop doing that.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the North Pole.
North Pole. There's Mrs. Claus.
Yep.
I hope I'm not missing
That's
anything.
That's her official first name, Mrs.
It's like, you scared me. Go on the sleigh. There's Mrs. Claus.
Yep.
And she's
Talking
been told
with
she hears a
situation.
ruckus. She goes to her son's room. He's on the floor with all this stuff on the floor. It's like, well, she said, she hears a ruckus and says, milk and cookies. And then sees her son on the floor.
She says milk and cookies.
Milk and cookies.
I like that. She doesn't say OF. She doesn't say OF. She says milk and cookies. I do like that, yeah.
She's like to her son, you gotta stop doing that VR stuff. He has a VR goggle set on his face.
He's got the Oculus on him, yeah.
Yeah, he does. And she takes it off, and he's like all discombobulated. And she's like, are you real? She's like, yes, I'm real.
Yeah.
You're gonna stop playing with the VR stuff too much. And then you see a little ferret, I think. A little white ferret, I think.
Yeah.
And there's the daughter saying, I can't think of the little creature's name.
She mentioned it in the second episode, but I can't think of her name. It's name, I should say.
But she said she watched a movie with the little ferret.
Mm-hmm.
It's asking what's going on. She enjoyed her time watching the movie with the ferret. I forgot the movie that we're watching.
So did I. Oh, my sister's going to watch and replay. She just messaged me. We looking at what movie?
Or no, the ferret's name.
Okay.
Cal, I think. Cal?
Okay.
Cal. Now, I have to mention, I don't think it happens just yet, I think. Yeah, it doesn't happen just yet. Right. So they're like, I don't know what the movie was that they were watching.
I don't either. I don't remember either. I'd have to rewatch the first episode. But I should have written it down.
That's okay. I think this where Sandra notes that growing up at the North Pole, she doesn't have many friends.
Right.
And notes how her mom is being perceived as Mrs. Claus. So yeah, she doesn't have many friends. That's why she's hanging out with animals, I guess, as friends and stuff like that.
Particularly Cal, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She says it right here, I think. The name of it.
Cal.
Yeah.
something. Then you have Santa and Noel. Still doing their thing on the sleigh.
Yep.
And Noel's like,
what happened back there?
What happened right there? Yeah.
Yep. He's
And
explaining it to
Santa
everyone and everything. Sorry.
Santa doesn't want to like spill the sprinkles as to why.
Spill the sprinkles. I'm sorry, that's just too funny.
Spill the sprinkles of what happened back there. He's like questioning, was like, what's going on?
Yep.
Now, and yeah.
He does sort of say it in this scene. What happened?
That his magic is faltering.
Yeah, he does say it in this scene.
And the world is not the same as it was. If it just feels different, he said.
Yep.
Okay, skip intro. Something happens here. Reindeer, I think. No, the magic falters again, causing the reindeer to go off course.
Yep. They start falling too.
Mm-hmm.
They start losing the ability to fly. Yep.
These elves of the command center are panicking.
Elf NORAD.
Yeah.
Elf NORAD. Yeah.
Elf NORAD, yes.
That's what I'm calling it.
Elf NORAD, they're starting panicking and stuff like that. Betty's asking Santa, are you there? Are you there? And she's like, for Mrs. Claus. Mrs. Claus is having a talk with her daughter.
Mm-hmm. And she gets the situation message.
Situation message, yes. No, did I skip too far? Before that, I think right here, she's having, trying to uplift her daughter's spirits right here.
Yep. I do love the Tiffany style lamp.
Tiffany style lamp.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Tiffany, but it's Tiffany style.
And then here comes the elf notifying Mrs. Claus the situation with Mr. Santa Claus.
That there's a situation.
The situation. She goes down to the main workshop, I guess. There's Betty.
Yep, at Elf NORAD. And
there are all the elves waiting for Santa. There's Noel, but no Santa. Where's Santa?
Yeah.
Noel's smiling about something.
Cheesy.
There's Santa Claus just hiding in the back of the sleigh.
Yep.
But Noel seems rather somber.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He just got bad news, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
On the trip back, yeah.
The elves are relieved that Santa's okay.
I replayed this scene. I did. I really did. I had to. The welcome back scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the song. I had to.
It's telling the elves right here that there's been a successful Christmas and they all deserve a vacation, and the elves just like, oh, and he's like, never mind, party.
Yep. I forgot his tagline, but I had to. He says right before the party, but yeah, back to work or something like that. He says, and then
I think back to work. Here they are, like going, oh,
yeah, vacation. He says vacation. And they go, oh,
vacation.
Who am I kidding?
Like, back to work. And so, you got like bubbles,
yeah,
stuff like that. And some kind of like, elves are happy.
Yep.
He's talking to Betty. It's like, what happened out there? And
he's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, there was a big cake, like 3-tiered cake that says "Another Perfect Night" in red icing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, and then he sees Mrs. Claus, and he's like, guess the air kicked out of him. Her presence scared him. She's like, yeah. Oh yeah, I scared you.
Yeah.
The elves have a very good time. And we were in Santa's workshop. And Mrs. Claus is like, what happened out there?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like still like nothing happened. And she's like, so the elves are lying? And the elves were like, elves don't lie. We aren't gnomes.
Yeah.
Apparently the elves have a grudge with the gnomes. And he's like, well, let's have our belated Christmas and have, celebrate Christmas with the kids at the Christmas tree that they'll fall asleep under. And she's like, they're no longer kids. They don't sleep underneath the Christmas tree.
Oh, I just looked it up. It's elves just want to have fun instead of girls just want to have fun. That's all I was playing.
And look, they're underneath the Christmas tree sleeping.
Yep.
And she's like, what really happened out there? And he's like,
nothing.
And she's like,
yeah,
oh, come on.
He denies it. Both
denies it.
Both face to face. Yeah.
Both face. She's like,
nothing happened.
She's like, oh, come on. You can tell me. And
he still denies it. Yep.
And he's like, it's sort of embarrassing. And he's like, the world's not the same as it was before. It feels different. And right here, when he's drinking, right here, he slowly admits that his magic has faltered him or failed him. She's like,
talks into the glass and says it. Yeah. He talks into the glass and says it. That's her face. Yeah, I caught that. I did catch that. Very classic Tim Allen. Tim Allen.
Yeah, she's like, oh, well, that happens. And he's like, what do you mean that happened? Well, it happens when you're 65 years old. You're not young anymore. And I was like, and he's like, what do you mean it happens? Have you ever heard of Santa before having this problem? Like,
she almost has the Viagra talk with him here. It happens to older guys, kind of thing. I'm sorry. That's what it felt like to me she was having with him.
It's fine. It's fine. And he's like, the world's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Santa feels like, I guess disgruntled, I guess.
Yeah.
In the
But
scene.
the world's not the same. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the job has lost the joy out of him. Yeah. Has lost its joy. Yeah.
Lost his joy.
I forgot exactly what the conversation was like here, but
yeah, I did too. But I think he was trying to make his getaway here.
Yeah.
Oh yes, in the scene, she's like, like she's being disgruntled at this figure in Mrs. Claus. And she doesn't.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
She doesn't know what Mrs. Claus's first name was, or anything like that.
What is my job? Everything else. Yeah.
And Santa's like, of course, it's Carol, and she's like, that's my before name.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And Santa, gives her compliment and tries to, trying to use his magic right here to go up to the chimney.
She calls him out on it. She calls him on
it. And it fails again. And he,
Did you just try to use your magic to get away? No.
Yep. No, he said he was going to wipe on the fireplace, but sneakily he was trying to tap on the side of his nose.
But she calls
him a clean getaway.
She calls him on it.
And
she calls him on it right there.
His
and he
magic
says,
failed,
no.
And she called him on it.
She calls him on it. He says, no.
No. Just got dead on busted.
Yup.
His head hurts though because he banged his head out of the fireplace trying to
walk into it. Yeah.
Escape.
Yeah.
Now he's at the doctor's.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what's wrong with him. He said he has lost a little weight.
I did like the doctor.
I did too. She's asking him,
yeah.
She was dead on for yes. She's asking what's going on, and again, he doesn't want to confirm it. He's just like denying it, like nothing's going on. No, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I think she's trying to get to the root of the thing.
Yeah.
But he eventually meant to, his magic is faltering him. And she's saying, well, she's saying, well, there's one or two cases here. One is people stop believing in Santa Claus, or that the children don't need Santa Claus. And, that's quite sad and concerning to Santa and the elves.
Yeah.
And he's like, trying to, what can I do here? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
She said, I think she said, I think she somehow, I think she claimed that, somewhat slyly claimed that maybe he'd be getting disgruntled or something like that.
Yeah.
And he said he needs to get into shape. Hey, Jedi Bill, how are you doing?
Oh, hey, Jedi Bill.
And getting into shape for Santa is like, apparently putting eggs in a glass. Oh, look at all those sweets in the blender.
Yep, I love that blender. Yeah.
Let's see, chocolate, eggs.
He does it Rocky style, yeah.
Like chocolate, eggs, peppermints, jelly beans, some kind of gumdrop, and marshmallows, and banana or butter.
They're even playing a version, a mock version of Eye of the Tiger.
Yes, they're playing Eye of the Tiger in the scene.
Yeah.
Like, he's putting chocolate sauce on it. And he makes a shake out of it.
Yep.
That must be like a candy cane in there.
Yep. For flavor.
Must be like some kind of peppermint chocolate flavor.
Well, I did see little peppermints in there, Starlight peppermints in there.
There's a candy cane.
Yep.
It's like getting myself into shape, stuff like that.
And he passed out on the couch. Yep.
Yep. And here comes Mrs. Claus, like, oh, like, I just moved. I mean, you just made. He's like, you made me move. I had to get back into shape now. And she's like, let's go for a hike.
Yeah.
Here is Santa and Noel are going over the Christmas list, testing his knowledge.
Yeah.
There's Mrs. Claus going for a hike. And there's Mr. Santa Claus eating some kind of meat on a stick, asking for more stuffing.
Yep. Sitting in the sleigh instead of going for a walk.
Sitting in the sleigh instead of going for a walk, being pulled by elves.
Yep. Little reindeer have to have a day off.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Again, testing his knowledge on the Christmas list.
I like that.
And
he wants a real snake.
A boy asked for a real snake, but I guess his parents wouldn't like the real snake. But hey, Santa.
He's like, who are you kidding? He wants a real snake.
Who are you kidding? He goes, real snake.
Tosses
gives it to Noel,
and
he passes out. And like Santa's like,
yes.
ooh, oh no.
Oh yes, I laughed at that one.
So Santa's back seeing his doctor.
The doctor.
And she said, you lost 10 pounds. He's like, no. And like, I'm getting abs now. And it's scaring the elves.
And she tests his magic.
Yep. Test his magic.
She's about to.
He tells her to like put his hands out, touch his nose, gets the ruler out, and moving slow, and it says good to hoe.
Yeah.
Which I know it sounds weird.
He's
floating in the air. Yeah. and she's like, you're good to go. And he's like, wait a minute, where's the good part?
Where's the good part?
For this? And
you've got to freeze it.
Gives him a lollipop.
You've got a massive lollipop at that.
A massive lollipop for that. And he's like, the only reason go to the doctor for the lollipop. And he asked for another too, which is a good sign, I guess.
Yeah.
Now in this scene, Betty and Santa Claus with the other elves are discussing the naughty and nice list. Who's naughty, who's nice.
Yep.
And they're talking about this Patty. Apparently he's been having temper tantrums and throwing Brussels sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
And Santa's like, put it in the naughty list. But I forget this girl's name.
Yeah, I think he calls her by name too in this scene.
Eddie?
I think so
Eddie?
too. I want to say that, yeah.
Eddie.
Edie.
Edie?
Yep.
Edie. Okay.
Sorry, I
think I was right around. I was right around there.
Yep. It's Edie.
Edie.
Because Eddie's a guy's name.
And she's
Edie.
like, a girl having tantrums is not really belonging in the naughty list.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, nice list.
Actually, sir, we're not supposed to say naughty anymore.
No. Yeah, she did say that.
Yeah. She's the PC elf.
I guess so.
Yeah.
So they're writing down that she's in the nice list. Betty introduces the other Tyler. I forgot something about being disruptive in class. And he's like, naughty. And again, Eddie's...
Come on, Santa.
Eddie's
yeah,
like...
Eddie's like...
What do you say? ADHD?
That's classic ADHD. Yeah.
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
classic ADHD.
Yeah, it doesn't really... Naughty.
That's what she says, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to open the tab. I'm scrolling along
with no worries.
Try to keep us honest. Me and you both honest.
He's like looking at her stuff like seriously right now. And he's like, what's the point? And, Betty's like, well, you love these conundrums. Or something like that. And he's like, is anyone else can handle this? And he's like, ooh. Like I can do it. Like I can put it for, she's like, for cats, all girls are nice. Dogs, all boys are naughty.
Yeah, she says that.
And Santa Claus is like, I thought you said you weren't supposed to call it naughty anymore. And she's like, yeah, but that's before I felt the power.
Yeah. It's what she says, basically, again, we're not supposed to delegate.
We're not hurt.
She says to Santa, you're not supposed to delegate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And here's Santa giving a whole huff and puff right here.
Yeah. Right there. The huff and puff.
And I guess he didn't mean to do that. Like awkward.
Yeah.
Hey, Big Steve. Elven lives matter. Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Yep. And he passes out.
Now I think she's Coco Chino.
Yep. He passes out at the table though. Like half a second before that, he passes out.
And she Betty's like to Noel, all right, I heard a rumor, or I heard that you're really best with Santa. And Noel's like passively trying to deny, but he's like, yeah, I'm best friends with Santa, and he's like the best Santa around. And Betty asks him to keep an eye on Santa Claus.
And he calls her by a pet name right here. I forgot the pet name. He does call her by a pet name.
Yeah, he did.
In this scene. I've got to scroll ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, she asks him to keep an eye. She asks Noel to keep an eye on Santa because she feels that Santa is losing his zest as Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. She sets out with if Santa becomes, I don't know, I would say not discouraged, but disgruntled of his job. That's no good to the elves or the kids for Christmas. Santa becomes more crankier, and Noel's like in the scene, he doesn't really care for this conversation.
Yep.
And stuff like that. And she's like, our purpose as elves, our purpose here is for Christmas.
Yep.
And what happens to us if the belief, the kids and belief in Santa Claus and the elves and
when there's
Christmas,
no purpose, we just go away.
Do we just disappear?
Oh, this is okay. This is the point. He calls her a pet name.
Yeah.
Honey Buns.
Yes, he calls her Honey Buns, but she's like,
"Nope.
At home, I called Honey Buns. Here, I'm your boss."
Yep. Right there, yeah. And she's looking over the chair.
You see Santa with his wife and kids. Yep. And his kids say they got him a present. He's like, "You got me a present? We have a workshop right here." But I think the kids really wanted to get it something, didn't involve the North Pole, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
And his son is like, I hope you like it. His daughter also got something for him. Also hopes he likes it. And says something she really wants to go on her father's sleigh to see how he gets things done and stuff like that. And Santa just looks at his wife, and wife's like, okay.
Maybe just look at give dad his night off or something like that. She says, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Give a big family hug.
Yep.
Santa's thinking, about his family. He takes off. Says, have everyone have all good night. He takes off in the sleigh. They go through the vortex and go to a number of places in this vortex in a very quick span of time.
Yep. That's how it gets around.
Paris. And Noel's like in the scene, going through the list, which is a very short list. That Noel.
He's like, "Are you sure?" He says something like, "Are you sure this is all of it?"
And he's like, "Yeah." Which troubles Santa.
Yeah, it confuses the heck out of them.
Mm-hmm. No, goes to the list. He found something Myrtle or something like that.
Yeah.
So they go to this Myrtle's house. He takes out his magic bag. Is about to go down the chimney. Then he goes down the chimney. And he's like, soot. Why did it have to be soot? And he's like, I need a cookie. I need a cookie. You notice the TV's still on. Like, they're still up, he says. And then you see the e-commerce guy. It's basically Simon. His name is Simon.
That's it.
With his daughter Myrtle. And he's being interviewed about his
business, how he's gonna like turn it around and stuff right here.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like he's in trouble or something like that. He's trying to make jokes here, but it's not really working. He's being interviewed by this lady.
Let's call it the fake CNN.
Fake Santa, yeah.
The fake CNN.
And she's like, she's interviewing him. It's like, okay, like how are you gonna give all these gifts or deliveries to the people in time? Mm-hmm. And he's like, try to be funny, and he's like blaming one of his employees for the lack of humor. He's like, well, we can't all be Santa Claus. It's like, no, before he said that, he's trying his best. He'll get everything delivered right now in a couple of weeks. And the lady reporter's like, we're going to tell all the kids or the people they're waiting for deliveries, kids, mostly kids that have nothing in their stocking for Christmas morning.
Right.
And he's like, well, all of us can't be Santa. And one of the employees messes with some kind of wires, and there's a blackout, or it causes the house to lose power.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the news vehicle. Simon's with one of his employees. I forget his name, honestly.
Ridley.
What?
Ridley.
I guess because of the
Ridley. Well, as Ridley. Like Ridley, RIDLEY.
Okay. I guess because of what he was doing with the cables, he, I guess, got burnt his hand and he can't hear anything. Oh no. That ain't
and he
good.
says something like she could have done it faster or something like that right there. He says something like that.
Yeah. Oh, here comes Captain. Hey, Captain.
Hey, Gal. Hi, everyone. I apologize. Sorry for being late. It was date night and kind of ran over, so I do apologize.
Hey, date night happens. You got to take care of it. Date night happens.
It's all good. We're still on the first episode. We haven't gone to the second episode just yet.
Okay.
We're about to see the big reveal that happens in about 2 seconds in the episode.
Well, Simon said here that was the worst interview thing ever. Yep. Yeah, that was tough.
He says you could have done it any faster or something like that. He says right there. When all of a sudden he looks up.
And sees Santa. Like,
the portal.
Going through the sky, and then disappears into the vortex. And Simon's like, Simon's like, do you see that? There's Santa Claus. And his friend is like,
Ridley.
Couldn't
RIDLEY. Yep. He didn't see it.
Couldn't see Santa Claus, just black dots. That was concerning.
Mm-hmm.
And Simon's just like taken away. taken aback.
Here's the aha.
I guess.
Here's an aha right here. Apparently,
aha moment right here.
Here's an aha, as like a epiphany moment.
Mm-hmm. Noel and Santa are going to their next destination.
Yep.
I forget they were talking about the scene. Do you remember, PK Dan?
No, let me pull up the tab real quick and.
Oh yeah, Noel asked him if he wanted to go to the loop, and he's like, "Nah, too much stuff to do. Let's just get it over with." And Noel's like, "Let's get it over with," being concerned about Santa. They go to the next house, and he's like, "I know I haven't been."
I was about to say that too.
It's been fun lately and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Especially his concerns that kids are starting or stop believing in him. He gets his magical bag.
Yeah.
To go to the next house.
At the house they're at right now, where they stop. Mm-hmm. Same house.
Now this is where the magic comes salty and stuff like that. He's going back and forth. He loses his grip on the bag. He slides down the roof and lands on the ground. Noel screams, "Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!"
He lands on Santa. He lands on the ground.
Santa.
He lands on the ground. He lands on Santa. He lands on Santa. He lands on the ground. He lands on the
takes his hat off and gives Santa a salute.
He thinks he's dead.
And that's the end of episode 1 right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no! Now, if you remember, in the first
are you
movie,
effing kidding me? That's what I was like. Are you effing kidding me?
Yeah, and I was like, just right off the bat, hey.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, he falls down. Oh, salute him. He's dead.
We're right off the bat. If you guys remember,
oh my god,
in the first
that's
movie,
how the first movie started. Yeah.
In the first movie, when Scott Calvin scared Santa Claus and fell off the roof.
Yep.
That's when Scott Calvin searched Santa's suit and got distracted.
On the business card.
Got the business card. Got distracted from Charlie. Looked back at the Santa Claus and he disappeared.
Yep.
So when I first watched that first episode, I'm like, oh no, what's gonna happen to him now? Is he gonna disappear just like the first Santa Claus in the first movie?
I was like, this is how we're gonna get the replacement? Because the trailer only went as far as like the first episode. It didn't reveal jack beyond that.
Nope. Like too much. Like I'm glad they didn't, because it would have gave too much away. You know what I mean?
Even the second episode, it didn't reveal anything in the second episode. Which I'm glad we did the first two back to back because of that. Because I was like, no, I've got to see the second one now. Because of that scene, the way it ended. And there was no after credit. I checked.
All right, second episode. All right, second episode. Here we go.
Yep.
All right. Second episode is called episode 2, the Secessus clause. Am I saying that right, PK Dan?
Secessus, yeah. Secessus. Sorry. I don't think it's a real word, but it's close.
I don't think it's a real word either. But let me see if it is. Actually, it is a real word, and it's called, and it's a Latin word for secessus.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't recognize it. That's not English.
Well, there you go. Alrighty, episode 2, the Secessus clause. Let's just roll with it. Alrighty. So it starts out. I forgot one of his kids' names.
His son, yeah. He says, I think something happened to Dad.
His kid's name. I'm trying to forget.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
I don't remember either.
I think his
It's his son now that says it, yeah.
I think it's Calvin and Sandra, I think.
Sandra? Okay.
Right. Calvin has this dream vision of his dad being in trouble.
Yep. I think something's wrong with Dad.
And he runs out in some pajamas and saying, I had a vision / dream of my dad being in trouble. And she's like, Mrs. Claus is like, what are you talking about? And then comes the elf informing there's something's wrong.
Doesn't actually say something right there. The elf doesn't actually say something right there.
Well, he didn't say anything, but his appearance alone saying, something's wrong.
God, yes. Oh God, yes. That look on his face, yes.
Look at his face, yes. The how do you say it? Elf Norred Center.
Elf Norred, yeah.
Yes. They're panicking, saying, Cold sprinkle, Santa's down.
Cold sprinkle, I love that one.
I love that one too. That is Mrs. Claus is like, what's going on? Betty's like, Santa's down. Like, it's a cold sprinkle. She's like, What's cold sprinkle?
What's cold sprinkle?
What's cold sprinkle? Down. And then she's like, what do you mean something so cute? She opens the safe, and there's a little cupcake right there. Like,
of course it's a cupcake.
Of course it's a cupcake. Like, don't break unless Santa's in trouble. I think
break open, and it's Santa emergency.
Emergency, and look at that gorgeous cupcake.
I know.
It's to perfection. To perfection.
Oh God, yes.
And what does Betty do with it? She smashes it.
Yeah.
She tears it open.
Break open. It literally says break open.
Break open.
In Santa emergency.
Now there's a little note.
Nope, it's the business card.
It's the Santa Claus card.
It's the Santa Claus business card.
The Santa Claus, the Mrs. Claus, the escape clause, and the little tiny note right here, the Secessus clause. I guess that little tiny fine print.
The Santa Claus is all around the outside too. Don't forget from the first movie.
Wait, I get I'm assuming are they low on business cards or something?
I'm sorry?
Are they low on business cards or what? Or something?
I don't know, but it's the same business card because I zoomed in because I took a screenshot and zoomed in. There's actually print around the outside like it was in the first movie. If you remember from the first movie,
I know. I remember.
They read around the Santa Claus. Yeah.
So Santa's down. And he's like thinking these thoughts, like, this is it. Like, I hope who's going to be my replacement. I miss family opportunities with my family.
Yeah.
I hope
This is a
Mrs.
sugar plum
Claus.
This is a sugar plum sent through his head.
Yeah. Mrs. Claus doesn't remarry and stuff like that.
Yep.
And Noel's like, oh my gosh, Santa. And I guess uses a special amplifier or magic amplifier from his voice to wake Santa up. He's like, you don't have to scream so loud. Like,
Yep.
and she's like, if you're laying down on the floor for 15 minutes, of course I'm going to yell.
He's like, don't tell anyone. He's like, right.
Don't tell anyone.
He's like,
not,
right.
Not anyone. Not the doctor, not Mrs. Claus. No one. Absolutely no one.
He literally says, Noel's literally says, right, no one but Betty. No, not Betty. Okay, right. No one but Mrs. Claus. No one but Mrs. Claus. Okay, no one but Doc Martin. No one but Doc Martin, not Doc Martin. That's Dr. Thing.
Now we see the blow up Santa
going
down, and there's like a dark foreboding moment right here. Not a good sign. The elves are cheering and stuff like that. They're bringing out the cake, and Eddie's like, no, back the bring the cake. Don't bring the cake out. Don't bring the cake out. Stop with the bubbles, stuff like that. There's been an incident. There's been an incident and stuff like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Here comes Mrs. Claus and the kids. See, hoping their dad, Mrs. Claus is like thankful to see Santa. He's okay. The kids are thankful to Santa Claus. It's okay.
Well, where's all the music and things like that? He's like that right there.
Mm-hmm.
Betty is concerned as hell. Right there.
Yep, she's concerned what's happening.
Yep.
And she asks Noel, like, what happened? And Noel's like, everything's okay. Everything's hunky-dory.
yeah.
There's other words he played in.
I forgot the words he used.
There's other words he used too, but I can't remember for the life of me.
He literally says hunky-dory. He literally says hunky-dory. I just checked it out. He literally says hunky-dory. You were right.
And Sam just like looking at Noel, just saying,
yep.
Let it out, Noel.
Yeah.
Let it out.
Yeah.
He's like blurted out like Santa fell off the roof.
He just lets it all out in one stream.
And everyone just looks at him like, really? And Santa's like, he's okay.
I'm okay.
Betty looks at Noel. I'm like, I'm sorry I lied to you. Everyone's already crying.
Yeah.
And Betty's all freaking concerned right now.
Oh yeah. She knows what to do, but she doesn't want to do it.
And you remember this magnifying glass? Remember in the first?
You got to pull the way so I can see it. Yes.
The magnifying glass to zoom up on the business card.
Yep.
We saw it in the first movie.
Yep.
And I believe, do you also see it in the second movie as well, BK Dan?
I haven't seen the second one in forever. I rewatched the first one before we saw it. Before the first saw.
Okay, it we maybe saw it in the second movie as well. I can't. I
know we saw it in the third.
The business card, but not the magnifying glass.
I think we saw it in the third with Jack Frost.
I
think we did.
Yeah. Now we see Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, the escape clause, and down here we see the Secessus clause.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can you see that?" And Santa Claus is like, there is no magnifying glass that big enough to see that fine print.
Yeah. Betty's explaining it to him.
And,
He can choose a successor kind of thing.
Yeah, successor. Like if he wants to retire, kind of thing. Or something happens to Santa Claus, there is a replacement or Secessus clause in place. And Santa's
I do like the actress they got for Betty, because Betty was spot on in character the whole time.
Well, I have to say that the actress as Betty is very good. Don't get me wrong.
Yes. Oh God, yes. Oh God, yes.
And her hair is very fine on point.
I'm not sure if it's her real hair or not, or if it's a wig.
Probably both, maybe.
Like Amidala from the first three Star Wars movies, her hair was a wig, but I think they might have done that with her hair too, because otherwise that'd be hell for time. Sitting in a chair.
I'm assuming it's both, but I could be wrong. And Santa's just like reflecting right here, like, wait a minute. You say if I have an option to not be Santa Claus anymore? Now, if you remember the third film, Jack Frost forcefully took the role as Santa Claus, the escape clause. So Scott Calvin did not want his role as Santa to be taken away. But here now he's debating whether to retire.
Voluntarily retire, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because the kids are not many kids are believing him, nor his magic is going wonky, and he's like debating whether or not to retire, which honestly makes Betty sad. I'm sure it will make the elf sad. I'm sure it will make Mrs. Santa Claus sad, and the kids.
It really would make
his
Betty
sad. 2 kids.
Yeah, his 2 kids. I'm not sure. Cute intro. Yes. Cue the intro.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the intro.
Oh, it's a really cool intro.
Yeah, it is.
We got the reindeer, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus,
only 8,
2
though.
kids.
Only 8 reindeer though. No Rudolph.
No Rudolph. Yeah, like multiple Santa Clauses in the background. And he's like Betty's like, what do you say? Betty considers or something like that to retire. Like he's like, can you believe that? And he's like, are you packing your suitcase? Or are you packing? She's like, no, I'm just going through my Mrs. Claus outfits.
She's having an identity crisis right now.
Yes, she is.
And just starting this scene, yeah. Well, she started her first episode, but she's really going through it right now.
Yeah, she's going through it right now because she feels pressure to be in this role as Mrs. Claus.
Yep. The "Who am I really" thing going on in her head right now. She's having the "Who am I really?"
Oh, am I really? Right now. Am I Mrs. Claus or am I your wife?
Or am I Corey? I mean, Carol. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like,
this?
He's like Santa's like, see you at the popcorn thing. How do you say it? He's like, you're cheery or something like that.
And I think she says, yeah, but what's her name?
Yeah, but what's her name?
I'm bouncing between tabs. The Disney and the yeah, so I can get the captions of each one. He reassures her that
Yeah, she's being, huh?
he reassures her and says that you're Mrs. Claus and this is where you belong, things like that. He says to her.
Yep. And she's obviously being
She's still
disgruntled.
torn. She's still torn, though. I can see that in her face. She's still torn.
Torn.
Who am I really? Yeah, who am I really? She still has that in her
Torn
face.
of being who she really is and being expected to fill this role as Mrs. Claus when she just really wants to be herself.
Mm-hmm. I just realized that's carvings of Santa's. Go back like one step. Go back one step.
Well, okay.
That's carvings of Santa's. I just realized that. And Mrs. Claus. Sorry.
I did not notice that. Thank you for pointing out, BK Dan.
I just noticed that. Okay.
And I guess he he comes up with this idea of, having his son Charlie taking up the role as Santa.
Yeah, he has that epiphany.
Yeah, they have that epiphany moment.
That epiphany.
And he runs to Betty. And he's like, "You're in your pajamas," and he's like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
Betty is going through all the letters for Dear Santa. I guess that's one of her other jobs that she does, I guess.
Yep.
And Santa Claus runs into Betty's office. It's like, "Why are you in your pajamas?"
Yeah.
And he tells her this idea, before that, it's like, "Oh, I know what you're doing," and she's like, "I don't know, I'm not up to anything. I can see in your eyes. This is always why this is what I look naturally. I'm told is puts people off, I guess."
Mm-hmm. He's talking about in the scene about having his son Calvin ride along with him and him show him the robes and as the Santa in waiting kind of thing. And he'll retire here and Calvin can take over. He says that in the scene. And she says right there, she says, "What do you mean? You can't be two Santas. This isn't the Vatican." Right there, yeah.
And it's like, I did say Charlie, but yeah, you're totally right. I'm BK10. It was Calvin first. He'll be like Santa, and right here he's like Santa and his son, and that's what Betty said. We can't have two Santas. This is not at the Vatican.
Yep.
So you're right. My mix up. I'm sorry.
I got to open another tab as I'm scrolling along another tab with captions.
And he's, he feels down and stuff like that. And she pulls out this book binder of replacements already set out for him to choose from.
Yep.
And he's like, in disbelief, I guess, this is all set up, really? And stuff like that. The Santa candidate list.
Yeah.
And he remembered his time, the first time he came to the North Pole with his son Charlie.
Yep. Having a little bit of flashback.
I love the flashback right here.
Oh God, yes. They took it from the first movie.
Yeah, you did. And he's like, that's when he also has like another epiphany moment. Like, wait a minute, I can't ask my son Charlie to take for role of Santa for me. You mean he has been through the rounds with me and stuff like that, and he'd be like,
I forgot what she says right there.
Yeah, I forgot what she says too. But he's like, it'll be Santa and son. And I think he leaves the bookbinder of the list of candidates.
I think so too. I already scrolled that too far. Sorry.
Here comes Noel. He leaves the bookbinder, takes off. Oh yeah, Noel's like, before Santa takes off, he's like, you're in the pajamas. It's like, he leaves the bookbinder, like, oh, why you didn't tell me you got me in my pajamas?
That's right. Yeah, I forgot that he says that.
Weren't
Why didn't you tell me?
Weren't you already aware of that to begin with? Memory lapse here.
Yeah. Sorry, I just scrolled ahead to the next scene in the yellow tab. So.
Huh? No. Yeah, that's good. No worries. Noel picks up the binder book, and you see seeing a magazine of Simon's face on some kind of magazine called Equity.
It means like how much money worth.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's supposed to be like Forbes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So there's Simon and his daughter Myrtle, and he's trying to pitch something to this boss CEO, and the CEO.
I would say it's probably the board of directors.
Board of directors
of a group, of a company, yeah.
And I guess the head of the board of directors is not really amused.
Nope, he's not buying it.
Saying to Simon that he's wasting their time and stuff like that. Yeah, like I don't know, I don't really like this scene because I thought, bringing your daughter to pitch this idea to the board of directors is not only really awkward, but I feel we'll discuss through the scene, but I feel like it was really unfair to the kid.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And Simon, and this is his daughter, this is his lovely assistant, and stuff like that.
Yep.
And Simon's asking, what do you want? He's like, everything. And what do you want it? Now. And the way she says it was so adorable.
Oh, God, yes. And I think the CEO literally says something like, there's no such thing as Santa Claus or something like that.
And there's no such thing as Santa Claus. And Simon's like, hey, don't say it too in front of the kid. Come on now. Or should I have to agree? That was rather harsh.
Yep.
And I guess he said that, because of your, what did he say exactly? Something his impromptu delayness or failing the delivered stuff. We had to cut back on things, and and this guy right here said that he had to
Sorry, I'm a couple seconds ahead. I can't scroll back.
He said, I think he said that he had to do what's the word I'm looking for? Not to sell, but not to sell, but it was something else.
Oh, Airbnb his yacht.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
I finally found it.
Airbnb is yacht.
Yeah.
And he's like, the guy wasn't happy about that because apparently his yacht smells like nacho cheese.
Yeah, I don't like nacho cheese, he says.
I love nacho cheese. I mean, hey, I love do you ever had Doritos? That's nacho cheese on it. Pretty good.
Yeah. I like the ranch ones myself, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have any Doritos downstairs, but I might be wrong on that.
You probably had next to the vanilla ice cream with the chocolate syrup.
I wouldn't have chips next to chocolate sauce and chocolate ice cream.
I'm sorry.
No way.
I'm sorry.
That's disgusting.
I'm sorry, guys in the chat. That's a little bit of a recall for her.
But
She likes
I would
chocolate
like
syrup
to
and
have
vanilla
some
ice
ice
cream.
cream right about now. I
With
would,
chocolate syrup.
I would actually will like to have some ice cream right about now.
With
No
vanilla
lie.
with chocolate syrup. Sorry guys in the chat and the replay, but she likes vanilla ice cream with chocolate syrup.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
And
and he's like, oh, that's because our drones are different.
And they're kind of giggling.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, stuff right here. And we're gonna deliver our stuff by drones, and they're like giggling, like this has been tried before, kind of thing. And it didn't go as planned. And he's like, well, this is gonna be different, and stuff like that. And I guess he
I'm sorry. I was a couple seconds ahead because sorry, go ahead. Because it's coming up in a couple seconds.
I like how I like the flyer on the back with the drone. You buy it, we fly it. Everything is now.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be like an Amazon type thing. He even says we're gonna it so fast we'll even put Santa Claus out of business. And that's when the CEO says there's no such thing as Santa. And he says don't say that in front of the kid.
Yeah. Simon said don't say for that of the kid. Oh, hey Tony. Oh, no worries. I understand. Welcome back.
Hey, welcome back, Tony.
And here's the drone.
Oh, he says he's having a headache. He says he says
the head of the board of directors is having a headache, and
he says I'll accept your apology in 20 seconds. He says I'm having a headache. He says I need an aspirin. He says here's your aspirin right now, and then the drone shows up.
And here comes the drone.
Yep. Don't scroll too fast because this is a quick scene. It's a quick part.
It is a quick part. I'm trying my best not to get myself ahead of here.
Go too fast. Yeah. So
here comes the scene. Here's the drone. He's like, yep. What do you think of me now? Kind of vibe.
Kind of attitude, yeah.
Yeah. But there is a thing of being overconfident though. And something goes wrong with the drone.
It's knocking.
It's knocking on the window and stuff like that.
And then
smashes through the window. Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, God, yes. Glass everywhere.
Oh, glass everywhere. There's the head board of directors. He ain't not freaking even amused. And the guy and the dad's like, well,
I forgot what he says here exactly.
Something like, how do you like it, or something like that. And the board of directors is like, the head of board of directors is like, get out now.
Oh yeah, he screams now.
He is definitely screwed now. Let's see.
Ta-da! He says. Yeah.
Ta-da. I guess the one who was controlling the drone was the daughter. Oh dear.
That's right, yes. Next scene. Sorry.
Now we go to Florida. Santa is going to, apparently he's in Florida.
Yeah, I would say Florida. If he doesn't say it, that's not going to say it. I would say
Well, yeah, the palm trees.
They have palm trees in California, too.
Well, yeah. Hey, and there's his son, Charlie.
All grown up.
All grown up.
Yep.
He's like, I heard you're having magic trouble and you've been losing weight and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. He's talking about the family business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That you should take over and things like that.
Yep. Should take over and things like that.
In comes his wife, Charlie's wife. I forgot her name.
I don't know her name. But she was like, she seemed mad about something. And meets his grandkids, his 2 grandkids.
Yep.
I wonder if they know if he's Santa Claus.
It's hard to miss it.
Marie.
Oh, you're back!
Marie, I heard her come back. I was waiting for her to talk.
She was back. Why didn't you tell me, BK Dan?
I just love making you surprises.
I had just unmuted it. So.
Yeah, I heard her on mute. I heard the background noise.
That's weird. I don't remember this scene here.
It's at Charlie's house.
Did you watch the second episode?
Yeah.
Oh, spoilers for you.
Right. I'm just puzzled.
She said, yeah. She just didn't remember.
Okay.
Yes, was stealthy, Tony.
Meow, meow. Meow,
Meow, meow.
No, Tony Master. Try not to choke on my food.
Hey, Tony, she rolled a 20.
Meow?
It's a role-playing thing.
Oh.
Marie is her name.
I'm not kinky like that.
Bless you. Sorry, Cab.
So
Marie,
I guess
Marie's her name.
Santa's having a nice lemonade, or it looks like lemonade.
Yeah.
Lemonade.
With Charlie.
To keep himself cool. Yeah, Santa does not do well in heat.
No. 20 years in the North Pole will do it to you. Marie is her name.
Marie.
Yep.
That is an interesting shelf.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, it is an interesting shelf.
Yeah,
looks like you have the lamp and all the toys right there. It looks like some kind of Hot Wheels.
It's a lamp. Is the lamp part of the painting or a lamp?
No,
no, that's the lamp.
That's a actual lamp? Okay. I can't tell because the painting is right behind it. Which is a strange place to have a painting behind a lamp. But, yeah. I do like all the Hot Wheels.
It does.
Here he's like talking about the family business and you should take over and things like that.
Yeah.
And Marie chimes in a couple of seconds.
It looks like they brought the original boy back.
I think it just might be Charlie. Yeah.
It is the original boy.
Well, that's good. That's a good idea.
It is?
Cool surfboard.
Oh,
surfboard. I love it.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Santa's talking.
That's why I'm thinking it might be California.
Well, it said Florida.
It did? Okay.
Fair enough.
Santa's talking to Charlie.
And Marie, yep.
And Marie.
About taking over.
And I guess, but taking about the family's business and saying that he's going to be retiring. And Charlie's like,
you can't be a shrimp farmer. You can't be a shrimp farmer.
You can do that? I guess Charlie was asking.
And she's like, you can't be a shrimp farmer.
Can't be a shrimp farmer. So she doesn't know that Charlie's dad's Santa Claus. You
How do
think
you not
he's...
tell your wife that that's Santa Claus? Like, she'll probably just assume it's at the mall.
Well, what do you like? If he said it out, would she believe him?
Well, she probably just assumed he worked at the mall or something as Santa.
Right, you do have a good point.
Yeah.
And then later, she could be, you could be like, "Hey, I told you, you just didn't believe me." Yeah. Like, would you have believed me if I told you, like, the whole thing? No.
Yeah, really. Would you have believed?
And she's like having a cow, you're not gonna retire. You're not gonna take over the shrimp farmer.
She is a full blown cow, right on the spot.
Lovely.
Right on the spot. She really does.
If he takes the job, they'll just sign him a new wife.
Yeah,
she storms out and everything. Oh, she storms out.
Yeah, she storms off and everything. Like, I'm not going to be a shrimp farmer and stuff like that.
And he literally says, "You didn't tell her?"
Yeah. Apparently not.
Yeah.
And, Charlie's like, I appreciate you asking.
It meant the world to me, things like that. But yeah.
I guess he said he didn't wanted to, and
he's like,
said
Dad, sorry, if I do it, she's going to take half.
Yeah.
And said, the North Pole is not a great place to raise kids.
Oh, I would have left that part out because he did raise his kids there.
Right, but Charlie says that though.
Ooh,
right here in the scene.
I would have not have said that if I was him personally.
Yep. Charlie says that in the scene.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Which is hard to believe because Charlie was just over the moon that he went over the North Pole.
Well,
and how his dad becomes Santa Claus. So this coming from him is...
It's a sign that he's probably grown up and lost his magical spark, and now he's a grumpy adult.
Right.
Bit of a kick in the pants to his dad, because his dad did raise his other kids, at the North Pole.
Mm-hmm.
It was a real kick in the pants.
Right. So the kid Charlie that we've known, he's still there, but lost his spark, so to speak.
Yep. Thank you, what the world is meant to be and everything, but yeah.
Yeah. Lost this, Santa's just want to, he wants to continue to be Santa and think, Charlie would support him, but Charlie wants to go his own way, which I understand.
Right.
But it was rather disappointing to Santa to hear that.
Yeah, I was like, darn it, my son's become an asshole. Dang it. That's always disappointing.
He's got that look on his face that says that, yeah. He doesn't actually say it though, but he's got that look on his face.
Like, all that we've been through, and this is what you turned out to be? Shit.
Yeah, no shit. He says that look on his face.
Yeah,
I have the same word.
Dejected look kind of face.
Disappointed as fuck.
Oh yeah.
And it comes his wife.
And he's about to
Charlie's
have that talk. He's about to have that talk with her.
Oh, boy.
Supposedly.
Yeah, they don't show it, but he's got that. He's got the. Sarah's got that. You should have that talk now, with your wife.
Right.
Look. And he looks like he's about to have that talk. They don't actually show it though, but he probably does right there.
Yeah, but Sarah takes off.
Yep.
Feeling
back in the pool.
No, we got Mrs. Claus and Betty, and I guess they're having apple cider together.
Ew. Yep. Well, I guess apple cider's not bad. I was thinking apple cider vinegar, sorry.
And saying they're going to miss their apple cider moments, I guess. Yep. So they've done this before, I guess?
Yeah, apparently. They don't show up, but apparently, yeah.
Yeah. My computer's being wonky. No, don't be wonky.
Oh no. Okay, you're back.
All right, back. And I would like to have some cider
with cinnamon sticks.
That sounds good. And I guess they were talking about
Mrs. Claus.
The role of Mrs. Claus.
Yep.
And
she's still having an identity.
Yeah, I remember her having an identity crisis.
It's like, why should you have to have her be this way, a certain way, stuff like that? Why have to have my hair pinned up? Why do they have to wear glasses?
I think it's here she asks about previous Mrs. Clauses.
Mm-hmm. I think she did too. There comes Santa. He's all sad.
Yep.
Betty and Mrs. Claus are concerned, like, what's going on? Santa says that, Charlie, neglected or denied his offer.
Yep, Charlie turned him down, he says right here.
Turned him down.
Sorry, it wasn't there. She wasn't there. She said that. I was getting ahead of myself. But he says that Charlie turned him down right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird I somehow missed him talking to his son, but I remember this part a little bit.
All right.
Maybe I forgot to pause it and left the room or something.
And I guess this part, like right here, the Clauses before us, have they raised any kids here at the North Pole?
Oh yeah, she goes. Oh,
and she's like, besides,
yours too,
Sandra and Calvin, 2.
And they want to know what happened to them.
Yeah, I don't want to know what happened to them. And Betty took off and
she says, I think I've had too much cider.
Yep. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'd be like, what?
And she takes off. Mrs. Claus tries to stop her, but Betty keeps on going.
I'd be like, no,
and Mrs. Claus feels like she's being ignored or not being taken serious enough.
Right? Poor girl.
And Santa's like, Mrs. Claus, you're right. I should spend time with my kids. And she says, that's not what I said.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Cue next scene.
Oh, dear.
Yep.
So here's Santa on the sleigh outside.
Calvin.
And with his son, Calvin. He's looking through that VR goggle set.
He's got the Oculus on, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He really loves that thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cute what you find out he's watching.
Oh, I know.
Later on, yes.
That's why I didn't say nothing.
This time pulled by the reindeer instead of elves.
Mm-hmm. This
well,
time,
you gotta watch the reindeer,
we had to get them ready for the big day, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have them.
Maybe you had to totally slack on the job.
Yeah, they'll pull a muscle or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, this is nice spending time with my son and all that.
You could take over and things like that. He's saying to him.
No, I think Calvin said that he had a weird dream about being Santa Claus, and Santa's like, for real, and starts going through his head like, okay, this is not a lost cause here. I can teach Calvin to take a role as Santa Claus. And Calvin's like, you're getting this weird, crazy look in your eye.
Right. Yeah, I feel like he's too young to be a Santa. He's going to want to find a wife or something. It's hard to find a wife looking like Santa and only be around once a year.
And Santa's like, here, take the reins. Like, I'll teach you. And whoa, the way we go.
He asked, how do you make him go? How do you make him go? Just snap on the reins. And that's what happens.
Yeah, but the way he
He
did
says,
it
how do you
was,
make him go?
and you're flying through the air.
Yep.
And the son is like in a panic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, help me. And
you're doing good, he says.
Yeah, you're doing good, until they're like taking a nose dive.
You want to slow down? Pull back.
See, that's what happens when you try to fly reindeer and you've had too much cider. Don't cider and drive.
This is what you get for teaching the kids how to drive.
He's in a freaking daze. There's Santa, and he looks all right. It's like, what the heck? Like, it didn't even faze him.
Well, I mean, he's magical, so you know. Yeah.
He's asking him what's going on and whatnot right here. He says, sorry, my magic's been failing. He says that right there.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, just because I'm having dreams of being Santa doesn't mean I want to be Santa. It was a nightmare. Right. And puts back his Oculus goggles on and stuff like that. And Santa just,
probably
takes off sad. And I think his son took his goggles off and wondering where did Dad went.
Well, he literally says, "You want to find the next Santa? Get the guy who built these or something like that." He says right there.
Oh yeah,
and
he did.
Kumar, and his daughter. I forgot his daughter's name, but
Simon, and there's his daughter Myrtle.
Thank you.
Myrtle. He's like saying, "They're gonna shut me down. I'll shut them down."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, they're all, sad and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I guess they're having a family moment and stuff like that. And she's showing this locket of
like,
her mom. She's like, Simon's like, where'd you get that? I got it for Christmas. I don't think she said Santa or not. I don't think she did. Did she?
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't.
She said Christmas. And
Simon
says,
just.
Simon's just every day too. Yeah.
Simon just assumes that Santa gave her that locket for Christmas.
And he says, I miss her every day too.
Mm-hmm. I think she takes off.
Yep.
And he's like sitting there pondering. Now here's Betty again on our desk. Very prim and proper.
Very uptight.
Well, that too.
But I don't know, she's not too uptight. Like, she could be worse.
No. Here comes Noel.
I don't know if this is the part where he has trouble keeping anything from her. Like he tries to.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, everything's great, it's fine. And
she asks him to what's going on and whatnot, what's going on between you and Santa, and he says something about let the cat out of the bag. He says, no, if there's a cat, I let it out of the bag.
If there's beans to spill, I spill the beans.
And he literally says he has ASS, acute squat syndrome.
Yes, he did say that.
She's looking at him like she's about to discipline him. It's kind of funny.
Well, I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to regret it later, kind of thing. That's what she said, right here. And she said, Santa is pondering whether to not to retire. And he's like,
holy night!
oh, holy night! Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And he's freaking out because it's his best friend.
Somewhere between which.
And it's his best friend, so he's like losing his mind.
Oh yeah, he loses his shit right there.
Poor little thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh really? What's going on and whatnot?" And, okay, you're about to. Sorry, I got a couple seconds ahead.
Yeah, continue, BK Dan.
Okay, she says, "Really? Take a look at this." She goes back to her desk, pulls open a drawer.
Ta-da!
Snow globe. Displays the magic of the world. I'm thinking
the magic of their like belief in Christmas. I think.
Yes, and she's concerned because there's a little black hole in the middle of that. She said the brighter it is, that's good, but it's dull, and there's a little black hole in the middle, and she said that hasn't been like that since the 14th century.
Woof.
And they're all like, wait a minute.
The time of the plague, famine, wars, and Betty's like, the time of Mad Santa.
That too.
That's the last time Christmas was threatened, she says.
Mad Santa. Oh, she meant the second movie.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. So they're like, oh yeah, before she got the crystal snow globe or snow globe, she I guess maybe we can get a replacement. And she's like, oh yeah, so, since that went so well, the Mad Plastic Santa, I think she was mentioning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that. Just want to mention that.
Oh, sorry, I jumped ahead. Sorry.
No, good. So Noel's takes the snow. Takes the.
Well, she says you can't tell Santa. He says, "I'll tell Santa. I can take care of this."
Mm-hmm.
And he takes off with it. Yeah.
Yep, and he takes off to find Santa. There's Santa, and I guess he's looking for someone. His son.
I think he's looking for his son.
And Noel shows up to find Santa.
And has a flashlight attached to the globe.
He's like saying, "You're the best Santa ever." And Santa's like, Betty told you, didn't she?
Did she actually show you that big ass behind her of other Santa replacement Santas?
Mm-hmm.
Which is
Mm-hmm. And he has his crystal ball, saying this crystal ball is the belief of all magic, and stuff like that. And Santa wants to see it, and Noel's like, it's good from afar. And
he's like, oh, for heaven's sake.
He says that, yeah, it's good from afar.
Santa wants to see it. Like, show it to me. Noel gives the crystal ball to him. He looks at it. Notices there's like a flashlight stick to it.
Yep.
With glue. You can't fool Santa.
I'll try to find his exact words here.
And he looks at the crystal ball, noticing the black hole in the middle, and he's very concerned about that.
Oh, he's going down to the snow globe depository right now.
Mm-hmm. He goes to the snow globe depository. Trying find his kids, and there's Calvin and Sandra looking at these crystal snow globes, looking different lives of these kids and what they see and stuff like that. What they're experiencing.
You can't be here. You can't be out. You can't be looking at the stuff. It's only for me.
Mm-hmm. I guess they're interested. I guess the son is like keeps in touch with what's going on, and because Sandra's like, how do you know all this stuff?
Yeah, they're like 2 seconds away from saying that kind of thing. Yeah.
Here comes Santa. The kids, I guess no, they're not supposed to be here. Santa's like, why are you here? Stuff like that.
Only I'm supposed to be here.
I know I'm supposed to be here, but it won't happen again. But this is where we checked out the snow globes, like seeing these kids' lives, because
they want to have a normal life.
Yeah,
it's strange to them. It's strange to them.
They say something like that right there too. They want to have normal lives.
Mm-hmm.
She says it specifically.
Mm-hmm. And his son, Calvin, reveals
the
Oculus. He looks through it wouldn't even occur to you anyone he goes through this wheat field farming and stuff like that. Just everyday normal stuff.
Yeah.
And Santa's just dumbfounded right here, having a reflecting moment. And, having another epiphany.
Topeka, Kansas.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, saying family meeting right now.
Yep.
So they're having a family meeting. Hold on a second. Hey, PK Dan, can you take this a little bit?
I can't fast forward or nothing. Sorry.
Hold on a second.
Mario can't. No, Mario can't.
Oh, okay.
No, I can do stuff in.
All right, never mind. I took care of it.
Your computer's being wonky again?
Yeah, computer was being wonky.
Oh, no.
You should do a restart after this.
I probably should, yeah.
Or at least shut it down. Yeah, for now. For the night kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I need to, I really should update it before I take off day after tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
So they're having having a family meeting.
I know I've asked you to make certain sacrifices, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Stuff like that. And he's, he feels very grateful and appreciative being a Santa for 29 years now.
Man, I feel old as
Yep.
fuck.
And he's really considering to really retire as Santa Claus, so his kids and his wife, well, not really his wife, but his kids experience normal lives, getting to know other kids and stuff like that.
He literally says, "I don't think the North Pole is the right place to raise human children."
Mm-hmm. And Sandra's like, I love the North Pole and stuff like that, but I'm interested in other kids' lives that haven't really interacted with.
I love it. She literally says, Look, even my braces are made of sugar. Do I like that? Yes.
Yeah, yes. She did say that it was made of sugar, and Santa Claus is like, the guy who did her braces isn't really a dentist.
He's like an elf in the wood shop or something.
Damn. And the Santa's like, rambling on, and Mrs. Claus is like, is there a point to this?
Mm-hmm.
And, he's telling the importance of family and really considering retiring as Santa Claus.
Yep. Lives like the old people, he says. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's asking how they feel about it and stuff like that. And they notice someone's crying.
Yeah.
You hear someone crying. Y'all look at the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is shaking and crying. And there's Noel. It's disheartened to hear that Santa is really considered to retire.
No, why?
No, why? Oh, poor Noel.
Yep. He asks him again, how you all feel about this?
Mm-hmm. And Mrs. Claus, like, I'm the first one to let it loose. And she's literally letting her pins out of her hair loose. And Santa's like saying, look out. And the pins go like
down.
Duck.
Everybody down.
The pins go everywhere. She's shaking her hair. She's saying, oh, that felt good.
That felt so good.
Mm-hmm. And that's when they noticed the pins pinned Noel to the wall. Or the bookshelf.
Yeah, the bookshelf.
Does make me wonder how he got up there.
Probably hiding.
Yeah. He was standing right about there too, but I don't know exactly how he got that high though.
I don't know. Maybe he was jumping and getting out of the way of the pins, I guess.
Yep.
Well, no, it means like the pins must have hit such ferociousness that it like threw him up against the wall and pinned him up there.
Well, that too. That also be a possibility, yes.
Yeah, trying to jump out of the way.
Mm-hmm. So they're having a big meeting and stuff like that.
This elf right here, this elf apparently needs to learn some people skills, apparently, because she was...
Apparently so.
She's like, pay attention, and she's all like, never mind, he has nothing to say to you. It's like, it's like, dang. Yeah. And he's like, you could have said it nice.
He's like, pay attention, Santa has something to say to you. Santa's thinking you might not be ready for this. Then Betty's like, okay, Santa just has anything to say to you. And Santa's like, don't tell him, like, I don't care. And she's like, okay, Santa does really want to say something to you. And like Santa's like telling her to stop.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like, reflecting.
He's waffling though about
whether to say it. Like
about whether to say it or not.
Whether to say it or not, like how the elves will react, because he's going by the first movie when he replaced the old Santa Claus. The elves didn't really shed a tear.
He says to Mrs. Claus right here, but the elves were so happy when I took over. And she says something like, "Are you thinking about not retiring?" And he says, "No, I'm not. Not thinking about not retiring." And that's when he blurts it out.
Yeah, and that's when he
blurts it
out that he is retiring.
They're all fine for like half a second.
And did it go too far?
More than half a second. Wow, more than half a second. Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah, it was an awkward minute. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Awkward.
The world's coming to an end. Attitude from everyone. All the
and then that's when everybody loses their marbles.
Those are marbles.
Everyone was your marbles. Santa takes off with his family. Sandra's she rather looks sad.
Yeah.
And Betty's like in the background, concerned. Now we go to Simon. He's looking up to how if Santa Claus really exists.
Right.
On the internet, which is rather dodgy, to be honest.
Yep.
His daughter Myrtle comes in, like, are you searching Santa Claus really exists?
We're really just searching that.
And he's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. No. I'm like, yeah, you were just searching whether the Santa Claus really exists. It really exists or not.
If it were all real, I could somehow recreate Santa's delivery system.
Mm-hmm. Not knowing that the elves are really doing it. Oh, I went too far.
Yep. She says, you got your crazy eyes on again or something like that, she says.
Yeah. And there comes the elf.
Yeah.
How do you say her name again? Eddie or something like that?
Edie.
Appears.
I forgot what she says.
Simon and
oh my God,
go ahead.
I know what she says.
You found out what she said?
I gotta rewind in a second. Sorry.
Oh, take your time.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, he does have crazy eyes. They're screaming.
Go to the safe room. She's in the safe room. There's a freaking surprise. And she blows this red pink dust.
This is a fun room. This is a fun room. That's all she says. What's she say?
She said this is a fun room. And she blows some kind of like red pink dust at them that makes them go unconscious.
I'm gonna say to that last scene.
And she's like, ha ha ha, that was fun, kind of thing. Well, before I say, no, go back for a minute. Before she blows the red pink dust, she said, Simon, you've been summoned to the North Pole. And then she blows the
Simon chokes. You've been summoned to the North Pole.
Mm-hmm. Then she blows the red pinkish dust at Simon at
first off, he says, first off, he says, first of all, I don't go anywhere without my daughter.
You're correct. So she said, Simon.
He gets caught off in mid-sentence. He says, first of all, and then the dust.
Yeah. So they go in the safe house. She's there. She's like, this is a fun room. She said, they're surprised. She said, Simon
chokes or chocks. CHOKS. Yeah.
You're summoned to the North Pole. Simon says, first of all, I don't go anywhere without my daughter. Then she blows the red pinkish dust on Simon.
He's in mid-sentence as she says it, as she blows it on.
And she blows the pink reddish dust at Simon and his daughter, and they fall unconscious, and she's like laughing at amusement. And that's the episode.
Not quite.
Not quite.
You missed half a second. Edie's laughing. Oh, there is the end. I thought they okay, never mind.
That is the end.
I thought they showed him disappearing. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen it.
But yeah, that's really the end of the second episode. And I think we have 4 episodes left. I'm for episode 3 and 4 next week. I'm probably either going to shoot it for Wednesday or Friday. I don't know which. Right now, I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for everyone being here tonight. I really appreciate it. before we go, please check out these channels. Got Tony Nasser. Tony speaks about everything about comics and movies. Also check out more Kitty's channel. She talks about everything, politics or just like a hangout stream. And sometimes she does silent movies as well.
Want to throw Captain in there? Yeah, sorry. I was just asking if you want to throw Captain in there.
Yes. I got his link. No worries.
Okay. You're probably just saying that too, right then. Sorry.
No worries. And I think Captain's passed out, I think.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
Oh, you're still here? You didn't say anything the whole time.
I didn't want to interrupt your conversations.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that, but you can you can add to stuff. You know what I mean?
I understand, and I kind of like to summarize it because, for me, the one thing, just to close it out and keep it short, the one thing I feel like they missed the mark on is the fact that they're doing a Christmas series after Christmas.
No, actually, they did this before Christmas.
Right.
We're doing it after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Because I was confused there for a while.
This was done starting early November.
Yeah.
6 weeks of early November for onward.
Oh, okay. Then never mind that criticism then.
It's all good.
You want to speak about your channel while she's putting it in the chat?
Oh, yeah.
Captain?
Just a gaming channel with occasional hangouts, whether it's early in the morning or late at night. Come on by. We're usually playing a game and just chatting with either BK Dan or any of these fine people up here. And you just never know who else might be popping up. So thank you for the platform.
You're welcome. And also, you guys check out my gaming channel. I do play games on there. Currently, I'm playing Gotham Knights. Also, next Friday. No. Next Thursday. I should say. I think it's Thursday. No. It's Friday. My mistake. Friday, February 10th. Me, Potato Revan, and other guys will be playing Hogwarts Legacy on our own respective channels. So please stay tuned for that. Also, check out my gaming Twitter profile for updates when I'm gaming live. And check out my Odyssey as well. And yeah. Thank you, Big Steve. Much love. Also, for episode 3 and 4, I'm shooting for either Wednesday or Friday. I'm not really sure yet because I have a lot of stuff going on this weekend and part of next week. So stay tuned for that. And with that, guys, we'll catch you later. And have a good night, everybody. Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
If this is your first time being here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RaquelSSG2211. Catch you later.